Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and with the Amandra map coming to consoles very soon, I figured it would be a good idea to let you guys know the top 5 things that I think you definitely need to watch out for, and things that I think could help you gain an advantage once you get your hands on this map for the very first time. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing on the list is a few key item locations that will make your time on this map a whole heck of a lot easier. Now, the Ford F750 is my overall recommended scout for exploring this map, mainly due to the fact that it can carry a lot of fuel and repair points, but also due to the fact that the upgraded engine for this truck, once acquired, will really improve your gameplay experience. Now, that engine can be found here in this small snowed-in swamp area, although it is worth noting that there is a rock slide here that can be either cleared by way of a task, which is fairly simple to do, or you can actually climb around it, sort of clamber around it, and drive your way down here into this snowed-in swamp to find the bigger engine for the F750. We got something out there, and I believe this very well could be what we're looking for. Upgrade location discovered. Get upgrade. That is the HET 10V 6.6 for the Ford F750. And once installed, as you'll see when I recover back to the garage, once installed, it allows you to upgrade the power to weight rating to an A-, which, while not perfect, is a really, really good level for this truck. Another item that you should focus on finding right off the bat is the all-wheel drive system for the Western Star Twin Steer. Now, the Western Star Twin Steer was sort of a love it or hate it type truck when the game first came out, obviously due to the fact that it did not have any option at all to send power to either of the two front axles. Now, on the Amandra map, obviously you have that option, and the all-wheel drive system for the Western Star Twin Steer can actually be found near the portal over here. Where you come into the map, you will walk down this road right here, and you can either take this back road or the main road all the way around to this village, make a right here, go past the little loaf that's right here, keep going down, keep going down, keep going down, and you'll find a trail up through the rocks. Follow this trail up through the rocks, and snuck into this little area right here, you'll actually find the all-wheel drive system for the Western Star Twin Steer, and you can actually put the Twin Steer to much, much, much greater use. Ooh, yes! Engageable all-wheel drive for Western Star 6900 Twin Steer. Once you actually acquire that all-wheel drive system, and as you can see, having switchable all-wheel drive on the Twin Steer, and this one isn't even lifted. I mean, it just allows you to get into the power and just, drive off. Literally just drive off or drive up, whatever you want in just about any condition. And the chain tires really, really give you a big advantage with this truck out here on this map. Now, the next thing on the list is the ice bridge. Now, there are actually two different ice bridges, and the reason why I say that is because one is an actual bridge pretty much made out of ice, and the other one is a less known bridge that is actually a bridge and has bridge pieces that you can actually lay across a very small channel in between the ice. Now, the proper ice bridge is right here, and while I absolutely do recommend giving it a couple of tries, it's not the most reliable way to cross this body of water. Now, again, it can be done, but it's not, in my mind, the most recommended way to do it. You highly risk, especially if you have a lot of cargo, you highly risk losing your cargo if you take it through there. Now, if you go down this way a bit, you'll notice that the two sides of the ice actually get really close down about halfway down to the end. And what you can do is, if we get back in our F750 and we run down there, you'll see, and this isn't actually shown on the map, but you'll see that there are actually bridge pieces down there, and if you have a truck equipped with a crane, you can actually move those pieces where you want them and actually create a bridge. Now, there will be one that has already been laid across the water from one side of the ice to the other. However, that won't be big enough for some trucks and trailers, so it's definitely worthwhile to lay a few of those pieces if you have a crane attachment available to you. Now, obviously, you got to watch out for a lot of the breakable ice through here, but that just sort of comes with the territory of adventuring down in a place like this. Now, one thing to note is that if you stay on the... I'm gonna roll over. Nice job. Now, once you've made it down here without rolling over, of course, you'll see there are some concrete slabs that can be used to create a bridge, and there's one that has already been laid across the ice right here. And that's going to be your marker as to where that particular ice bridge actually is. Now, the cool thing about this is that if you just want to drive across it without laying any of the other pieces, you actually can. You can just drive right over these other pieces right here. It won't really cause you any damage. Just go right across, and this will stay in place with no need to actually worry about it, and you'll be good to go. And I know that it looks like this ice will be breakable, and for some trucks it is, but I've gone across here with even 8x8s, and I haven't really had any issues with trucks falling through the ice. And then you have a nice solid ice path that goes all the way to the other side, where you can actually pick up a trail right here, which will allow you to avoid the treacherous ice bridge through the rocks. Now, again, I want to be clear. Yes, everybody should get the experience of taking an oversized truck through this ridiculous ice bridge. No doubt about it in my mind. But if you're looking for a fast, easy, and reliable way to get across the ice, this right here, especially if you lay down some of those other bridge pieces with a crane-equipped truck, that will be a much quicker, much more reliable way for you to get across the ice. Now, the next point I wanted to cover is the fact that, yes, there's a ton of breakable ice out here on this map, and it can really ruin your day if you get stuck in it. Now, fortunately, the large chunks of ice that are scattered throughout the edges of all of the different bodies of water, those will actually never break on you. So if you want a completely reliable route across the ice that will never break, just hang along the edge of the water right here. And this really works in any truck, no matter what the size, no matter what the weight, and you'll be fine. You'll be good to go. You never, ever, ever have to worry about falling through the ice so long as you stay on the more jagged ice on the edge of the water. Now, as you can see, I dipped a couple of wheels off right there, and it started to break immediately. And the only thing that you have to worry about out here is if one of these actually sort of jumps up out of the ice, which they sometimes do. It's a weird physics glitch. That can actually kind of get lodged underneath your truck and can cause you to sort of get stuck. But like that one, for example, like how it jumped out of the jumped out of it into the water. But with that being said, though, even if the ice does that, if you have another truck nearby to safety winch to, which I highly recommend doing when you're traversing across the ice, you should be fine and you should not have to worry. But again, this will come in very, very handy in a lot of situations. Like, for example, let's say you're heading down this way and you really want to make it around to the garage, for example, but you don't want to have to go up through here. You don't want to have to take this road. You just want to go around the ice. Well, there are, again, several bodies of water directly under the ice where the ice can shatter, but all you have to do, really, is you could go through the snow and the rocks where you risk getting twisted up and stuck or possibly flipping over, or you could just drive right over the jagged ice and you'll be fine, and you never have to worry about falling through. You never have to worry about any other issues being caused by that right there. Okay, see how that piece of ice jumped up? All I had to do was let off of the throttle a little bit, let the back axle sort of settle, and then once it's settled, we were okay. But again, anywhere that has that jagged ice, you can drive along it, and there will be no issues with falling through. Now, of course, one of the most heavily anticipated contracts on the Imandra map is the Star in the Sky contract, where you recover pieces of the airplane, this World War II bomber airplane, that are littered throughout the map that you use a metal detector to find. Now, the metal detector is a really, really interesting upgrade, and I actually recommend using the little ZIKZ cab over for using the metal detector, because it's actually a really, really good little truck that has really good off-roading capability and is a lot better than a lot of people think it is. And the airplane part locations are actually, it's actually really interesting the way they've done them, because the locations of the airplane parts are all sort of around this area right here along this lake. However, one is basically in this general vicinity here. The next one is in this general vicinity here, down by these cabins. And the third one is the most interesting one, and it's actually tucked into the rocks up here, which that one's probably the weirdest one, the one around here. But knowing the fact that it's there should already tell you that you're going to need a capable truck to go up and get it. So yes, there's definitely a lot to think about when you actually do go to get those airplane parts, especially a lot to think about in the department of what trucks you use for it, because you will need a sort of medium-duty scout truck with the metal detector module. You'll also need a crane truck to hoist the pieces up onto the back of the trailer, and then, of course, you'll need a truck with a saddle high to carry the gigantic wide flatbed necessary to haul the plane parts. But again, collecting that third piece of the airplane requires you to go up this little corridor in between the rocks, making a left, and then you'll find it right around here. Now, the next thing that I want to clarify on this list is how to unlock the garage. Now, the reason why I'm touching on this again is because when this update actually goes live for consoles, there will be a lot of people that will have never touched this map before and may potentially never even investigated this map at all and are completely new to it. Now, I know the people that have been watching all of the PTS content will know how to unlock the garage, but just as for one, as a refresher to people that are going to be playing this on the PC when it hits the full version, and as a introduction to the people that are going to be playing this on the console version, basically you unlock the garage based on two tasks: broken power station and repairing power lines. Now, broken power station will start down here, and repairing power lines will start up here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you will need to deliver some materials from this metal shipment up here, and while you can go up through this tight trail, basically, back down, and while it looks like you can go through here and just drive up here and then along here and down to here, be very, very, very careful doing that. Very, very careful doing that, because if you try to take a heavy truck through here and you roll it over, there's a big, big, big chance that you ain't getting it out. I promise. So when it comes to those two tasks, take the main road, and I promise things will be way smoother for you in terms of unlocking the garage. And I recommend you get those out of the way pretty early on once you have the watch points unlocked, because once you get those watch points out of the way and you can like actually get down to business with those two tasks, you can actually start taking a lot more risks on this map, because of course you have the garage and you don't have to recover all the way back to the lake map every time you have a rollover, which can be extremely frustrating to have to recover all the way back and drive all the way back out for every rollover and breakdown that you actually have. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. If this helped you at all, let me know in the comment section down below, and leave a like if it also helped. And if you also think there's anything that I missed that people really need to know before they jump into the Amandra map, let me know in the comments down below. Post those tips down there. I'm just trying to share some experiences that I had playing through this map now that I've completed every single contract. I'm trying to share all of my experiences with you guys, potentially with you guys that haven't gotten the chance to play this map yet, so that your journey through this frozen wasteland is a little bit less treacherous, but that's not to say you won't run into any tricky spots of your own. So without any further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to y'all later.